December 5th, 2021, Elaney and I got married. So, um, I thankfully have some video. My sister shot some video, and we can do some commentary behind it, I guess. Because why not? I have the video and I need YouTube footage, and why not? Because hey, it costs a lot of money to do this, so might as well get some use out of it. Get to watch it again, of course. But let's see. So this is the two of us. My sister's sitting in the front row, so you see me, you see Elaney. Elaney's there in her custom dress. She got that dress custom made for the wedding, and looked really great. It's a really nice dress. Um, I think this suit. I have a bunch of suits, so essentially what I did was show all my suits to Elaney and say, okay, pick one, and that's the one I'll wear, and that'll be whatever, because she had an idea. I didn't see her dress until about 90 minutes before the ceremony. She successfully hid it from me the entire time, which is great. I think that was kind of a fun thing to do. That was probably the only thing that was semi-traditional in the whole thing. But anyway, this is Mark. This is our friend Mark. Elaney asked, will you do our ceremony? And thankfully he said yes, and he did a really great job. I was really, really pleased with it. It's very happy with how the whole thing went, really, and he was just another great part of the whole process. We talked about it a little bit beforehand. He literally just Googled ceremony and how wording and things of that nature, and he found some. We modified, I think, a little bit, but we found some, and we all agree that that's the way to go. And I think he did a really good job. I was really happy with the whole thing. Um, the whole process was really quick, relatively speaking. I think the whole thing was maybe 15 minutes. I was there, of course. I was standing there, and I'm trying to be in the moment and trying to listen to everything that's going on. So I'm glad that there is footage, because there's stuff I missed, and there's stuff going on even behind me, and all our families are on the front row sitting right in front of us. But we got to I got to see all this stuff after the fact, really, because there's so much going on. And the ceremony started like 5:20, 5:30, and we left the place after everything was said and done like around 11 or so. So that time was the quickest 5 or 6 hours in my life. I got to the place like uh, 45, like around 4:15 or so, and it was just a blur from then on. So thankfully got this video, and I can do some commentary on it because I love commentary anyway. So Mark did his thing. He had his whole spiel. It was really great. Then we have we had a reading, and that reading was done by Frances, our other friend. Frances was a giant help in getting just everything arranged at the venue. So here's Frances. She's a very nice person. She did a really good job. Our reading was from Ernest Hemingway, and I think I don't have it. I don't have it off the top of my head, but it was really interesting. I think it fit in really well, and you aren't going to hear the audio from it, but it was fun to see Frances get a little bit choked up with it. It was not that long of a passage, so outside of what Mark did, this part wasn't that long. Which, I went to the last wedding I went to was for a cousin, and it was in a Catholic church, and then the whole sit kneel stand thing is just, it is what it is. But that's not my thing at all. But anyway, uh, Mark had his set, and then it went to us reading our vows. So Eleni and I wrote our own vows. I'm looking them up to make sure. Going back to Frances real quick, she helped me flesh out I wrote like 2 or 3 days before. I had like a little piece that definitely wanted to say, and then I had some skeleton parts, and she helped me flesh it out and get the order right. So let's look here. I think the beginning part is making you part of my. Here's me reading them too. Making part of my life was the smartest decision I've ever made, and having you be a permanent part has been the easiest. I mentioned, all the things that we've done in the past year, and of course I mentioned Lady because she's part of the house. But the big thing was the end part. Was That's the part that I wrote first. Was I promised to be a rock in the ocean of uncertainty. I wanted to mention the ocean. That's just like a big part of my thing that I do a lot, fishing and things of that nature. To be the light in the darkness, to be your light in all the darkness the universe can bring. Because I wanted to mention the universe because that's us and that's what we're part of. It's a bigger thing. And to be the ear that listens to all of your high and low moments. Because, essentially it's what it all ends up being. This is one of the high moments, obviously, and there's obviously low moments too, unfortunately, but I wanted to have, just to say that, hey, we're part of a team now, and this is what we're doing. But overall, as we get closer to the end of this footage, I never mentioned it. I never explicitly said it, but Eleni and Mark know me well enough to not have any sort of religious speak or any sort of talk of like a deity or anything like that. No mention of a god or anything like that, thankfully. And I didn't have to mention it, and it wasn't there, so we ended up having a completely secular wedding, but it still had all of the fun elements. We had all our friends there. A bunch of people came. Not a bunch, but I had some friends there that I hadn't seen in person in a while because of the pandemic. But so, other than that, I think the thing went great. You couldn't ask for anything better, and I'm happy that it's done. But I'm glad that it happened.